Yep.
Hanging out, just another night of the week. But to be more specific, it's a Tuesday Eve. Got some ideas that just might intrigue. You should come on by tonight. We're spilling the beans. Very good. Good job, Kaylee. Kaylee made that.
Oh yeah. I didn't catch what spilling the beans it was. Was it the warpy one or the regular?
It was the regular where they just boop boop boop.
All right,
I like that one.
Switch us back to
Tune in next week for the warpy one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there we are.
Hey.
There we
Rob,
are.
you're not in at all.
Oh, I saw you earlier.
You just scooched up a little more.
I wanted to get comfortable.
RM is
So
in the
these little
building.
Pillows back here.
Oh yeah.
What up, boy? Brace yourself.
Don't forget the screen. Can we do it?
There we go.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
That's a good
I'm gonna focus.
focus.
You gotta get that focus in.
There it is.
All right. Good, right?
All right, we're good.
Mhm.
So podcast number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we released the first one. So the first one was
Its backstory.
yeah, we Quint's backstory, and we didn't do it live because we were just trying to figure things out, as we clearly are doing now as well.
You can
But yeah, the first episode is probably on the YouTube page as the 4th episode, but it's really the first.
I've seen it up on the YouTube channel just as a subscriber.
I think
You've seen it?
Labeled the episode.
It is up there. It's listed.
It is listed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And-
The reason we did that last week was we wanted to get it out. But John, you also had a sore throat.
I did.
But
Yeah.
your pipes are sounding clean tonight, buddy.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
And that is Abel. Sorry, I keep saying John.
Yeah, a little bit of a cold, but I'm over it now for the most part. And this episode is t-shirts. We get a lot of ideas for t-shirts, right?
This is gonna be a
Mhm.
thrill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it's cool.
I think we should start with Kaylee's t-shirt that she's wearing right now.
Oh yeah, my monster T-shirt
It is a 1 of 1, which is pretty amazing.
available nowhere.
Available nowhere except in Kaylee's closet.
Oopsie doodle. Some people lost us, maybe.
Huh?
We're coming back. It's okay, don't worry.
So we're trying to experiment with being able to show the what we pull up on the computer, cool effects like that. Totally planned. That was part of our thing.
You know,
Here we
got a
are.
couple
All
things.
Are we here? No,
So-
we're not.
So just keep it going.
All right. Kaylee, let's talk about your shirt and how you made it.
Mm-hmm. So originally, I got a bunch of T-shirts because I wanted to get my dad the Stargate T-shirt,
Right.
and I couldn't get a place to print it because of like copyright
Copyright.
reasons or whatever.
If you could talk about the t-shirt too, because it's really cool. What was the idea behind it?
So the shirt itself was supposed to be a picture of the Stargate, and then it says it's all Goa'uld. Because
Goa'uld.
if you're a Stargate fan, you know it's always the Goa'uld that they're fighting.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get them to print it, so I was like, well, I'll just get myself. So I handmade them, and they came out pretty cool. He was very impressed. But then I had T-shirt left over and a lot of the paints and the materials. So with this one, I tried to experiment with like dyeing with flowers. But that I learned because these little flowers here don't have their color anymore. You have to actually treat the shirt beforehand with like salt and vinegar to actually get the dye to bond to the material.
Okay. So what happened? Did it it went on initially, but after a wash it came off? Is that what happened, or?
After a couple washes. So I
Oh.
think I treated it after the fact to try to like bind the color into it, and it stayed for a little bit. And interestingly, I used like because I had a couple of the different flowers from outside, but the only one that stuck for like a while were the buttercups, which those
Okay.
have like, you know, even if you touch those flowers, like the the color comes off,
Yeah.
you know. So that lasted the longest. I think you have to like treat the shirt beforehand, but then the rest of it is just like fabric paint. that I
Fabric
just-
that you painted on.
Yeah, I just used a brush and like painted it on there, and that seems to have like held up pretty good.
Yeah, because you've had it for, we're going on, I want to say like at least 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's still holding up
Yeah,
pretty
and
good.
the color stayed, and yeah, but I think if you wanted to do like the flower dye thing, you would have to like treat the shirt beforehand.
Mm,
But that was kind of like the fun thing about it, was like learning the process of
what would work,
what
right?
works and what doesn't.
Yeah, then the next time you'd probably get the flowers to work. But I think it came out awesome.
Mm.
And I think I think it would be pretty interesting. I don't know that I've seen it that often, but like one of one t-shirts, like just handmade single t-shirts. I think potentially could be a good business, if you want to call it business, or just an artist making one-off t-shirts. I think that's a pretty cool thing that I mean, I don't see that much of it.
Mhm.
But
And I
yeah.
think we were talking a couple weeks ago too about using your projection table idea
Oh, for stenciling
for
or like
stencil-
tracing.
like a picture that you take, and then like you want that on a t-shirt, and then you just like put it right on there. But
Yeah.
Kind
there's,
of paint over it.
no like mediator process. It's just like directly onto it,
Mm.
I really like the idea too. We were even discussing like a single genuine piece. You know what
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like a painting. It's like
Yeah,
but
right.
it's a t-shirt.
but you can wear it, and
But you
I
can wear
think
it,
I think there's some market in that. Yeah. I just like I was saying, we had this idea for maybe like a t-shirt where you have your own video attached to the actual t-shirt that you got, and it might be something quick, and it's kind of like a goof
or
like
like
type
the process
video,
of like how it was made,
or like
Yeah.
the
Mm.
inspiration to it.
Mhm.
Similar to like your stuff Abel, like there's a story to it,
Mm.
even if the story's real quick, and he's like, or the person that made it says something, oh, I didn't have much material left, so and this could be on anything, so I just slapped it together, but this is cool, and like look at little pieces, and it's 5-minute short, or no, five like second, even 5-second short, or maybe a little longer, maybe.
Well, I mean,
30
it's
second.
like, on that note, it's a great way to upcycle the clothes that you have, right?
Right.
Like you cut the sleeves off, right?
Mhm.
And how did you do that? Because it looks like my sleeves are cut off. Did it just fold up on its own?
Yeah.
It just fold. Yeah, that's what mine did.
Afterwards.
Yeah. So you can cut the sleeves off, and you can, turn something that you have that potentially needs a second life, and you can recycle too, right? That's cool.
Mhm.
So even just for yourself to have
Yeah.
sort of unique clothes, you can kind of make your own,
Freshen up your style.
make it, yeah,
Yeah.
make your own shirts. Yeah.
We're making
Pretty
a lot
cool.
of Swamp Thing.
A lot of Swamp Thing shirts.
Swamp Thing merch.
Yeah. Yeah.
On it. But that's the idea too, is like, maybe a design that I come up with for like a comic book character that I like, it's kind of
Mhm.
like flashing my,
hmm
oh, who's the artist on that? Someone might say, or for anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
It's free advertisement as well.
Yeah. I like the idea. I had an idea for some screen printed shirts. I thought it would be fun to make shirts of bands that don't really exist. Like you make up the band, and my vision for it would be sort of the bands would I guess they can go in any direction, and you can do it from any time period. And you could also use the type of screen print that you use to reflect a bit more of the time period. So like, if you did like a punk band, and you can make t-shirts that looked like they were made by the band.
Right.
Usually those tend to be like black shirts with a one color sort of caked on screen print, really thick screen print that kind of cracks a little bit. But you can
Yes.
make up this band. You could make up tour dates on the back.
Yeah.
You could make up anything you wanted, and it could be a band from the 50s,
Mhm.
and
Could be a band for the future.
could be a band from the future.
Yeah.
And you could you could
Not
use
yet formed band.
you have all these different types of screen print at your disposal to kind of date the band as well.
Right.
I don't know. I thought that would be fun. Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Even like the idea too. I love the idea that, and especially for me as like a novice, and like a more recent dream job being like, you know, comic book creator or illustrator or whatever.
Yeah.
Creator of like characters. I like the idea of not really maybe having a story. Of course, we were talking about the potentials, but like a fake comic book character, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or just a fake character that might even look like really involved and there's something to it.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing. It's not a thing at all.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of reverting to just kind of like, you know, put some band that's popular or whatever on a, you know, essentially pretty much making bootleg stuff. But I think like if you kind of think about it a little more and create something a little more unique, you know, there's a lot of things you could do with it, you know,
Mhm.
comic book characters, different bands.
There was a huge boom like 10 years ago, or maybe it was longer, or it's still going on after that, where like everybody's getting like a Van Halen shirt or a Nirvana shirt.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
in,
still
like,
see Nirvana
popular-
shirts everywhere,
Like-
especially on
Everywhere.
younger kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do wonder. I'm like, their parents probably know and play it for them. And like, it's like Nirvana is the new, you know, like for me at least, Beatles, like with mom or for dad. You know,
Is
I
that
don't
a
know,
retro
Andrea
thing? Though? Is
Bocelli.
that what it is? Like just retro, or
Or they might just like the design of the shirt. Like I was saying the other day, there was that girl.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that video of the girl that is talking about like Metallica t-shirts.
Mm.
And she's like, I love these shirts. They all say metallic, and I don't know what this brand is. I just love that it's all metallic. It's like, you know.
Yeah, that's a bit that's interesting. I don't know. It's kind of a little
It might
weird.
prove too
Yeah.
that like they really don't know what this is up there
Yeah.
wearing. I mean, there was that's a bizarre thing.
But at the same time, it's like it's just a cool looking t-shirt, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, we still had that too because Nirvana obviously wasn't around at least when we were in high school, right? So I remember kids asking me about my band T-shirts that I wore, like to name, and I don't think that's right. Like who's to police that? But like
Oh,
at the same
yeah.
time, I was wearing a
Like the
Nirvana shirt, and he
album,
said,
yeah.
"What's your favorite album?" And I knew, and I had, I was able to answer. And that would happen with other, and it was that hunt for a poser. I think like around the time
Yeah.
SLC Punk came out, right?
the
But
hunt
that's-
for the pose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who's the police of that? But that's another show in itself. But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of neat. Like how much better is it? Like you don't have to worry about that because it's not a real band. You know, you can
Right.
even make up your own story. Or
Yeah.
it's not a real character. It's
Yeah.
not a real film. You
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah, and I
That's
mean
neat.
you could go really deep with it too. I mean, you could create websites for these bands. You could like go
You can make your own
really-
music even.
You
and
could
they
make
don't- they
music
don't
for
travel.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really interesting
That
like,
would be cool.
that would be very cool. Yeah.
You can make your own like trailers for movies that don't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be really neat too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's there's something there. That's cool.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
What about like if you could make like scented t-shirts?
Yeah.
Like
Scented
so you
t-shirt.
can smell them. Yeah.
They just like smell like cause you ever buy a shirt at like Job Lot or somewhere
I'm
and
gonna
it
bring
has like a
I'm bringing my a little closer.
and it has like a
Sorry.
distinct like smell to it.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
job lot smell.
Yeah. But like what if you could get that like I don't know if you can make that stronger, like attic smell t-shirts or
Mm.
like
Mm.
I don't know.
It's a cool
Just,
idea
like-
because after someone buys it, you can really only wear it like once or twice. Because then once you wash it, the smell is gone. So
Mhm.
there's more
Mm.
incentive to buy like a variety of them.
Yeah, it's like a
And
novelty.
Well,
after the smell wears off, you move on to the next one, or you remember how that one smelled.
Yeah.
You know?
I would imagine that if you're making them with flowers,
Mm-hmm.
that probably has a scent to it. I mean, I don't know if it would.
It's tough.
know.
It's tough because I mean after
big flowers yet, so that might make a difference.
after like washing and drying it so many times, like how does it hang on to the scent?
But you know, in the same
don't
way, how does it hang on to the ink? I mean,
Well,
if it's embedded
one thing is
into
more
the
binding
ink,
than another.
Yeah.
Like scent is a little less binding when you start at least covering it up with other, drier sheets
Mm.
and fragrances from that. So what I'm thinking is like,
specific rules.
well, you have to
You
like
can only wash
infuse.
this in cold water.
Yeah. Well,
hang dry it. No scent.
is there a way to get like a dye to have a scent?
Probably.
it wouldn't surprise me if
Like
they
oils
actually
and
have
stuff?
Certain
screen
oils,
print
right?
that does that. Yeah, certain oils and stuff that don't wash away very easily. That kind of, I'm sure over time, and I think no matter what you do, it's gonna diminish, as does just about anything with scent. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's interesting. I also had this other idea, which I actually am going to run with. Not to say I wouldn't run with the other ones, but I'm definitely going to run with this. And I don't think it's a new idea. I'm not sure if anyone does this, but just guessing, someone probably does, and probably a lot of people do. But hopefully, the more people that do it, the better. I thought about making T-shirts with just specific animals on them, and illustrated by an artist, with kind of a unique style, which would differentiate them. But then with every shirt that sold with that specific animal, you could donate to causes with each one of those shirts that help. Let's say they were endangered species, but
Mhm.
sort of a percentage of the funds could be donated of every sale to preserving that sort of species or helping them out. It could be, anything like dogs that could be donated to shelters, or sharks that could be donating to endangered species, or even t-shirts with dinosaurs that could be donated to like paleontology digs and stuff
Mm.
like that.
Yeah.
I actually think I'm going to run with that completely. I got kind of a design in my head.
Mhm.
But that's a fun thing too. I mean, the sale of t-shirts could always donate to different organizations, and based on what you select and what you buy.
Yeah, because each shirt, each different animal,
Right.
it goes to a different organization.
Exactly. I'm sure like it's a complete nightmare to set that up,
Yeah. Probably.
but I do feel like it's not impossible that it's organized, like if especially if like you're doing an online store.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a way that
Yeah.
you can set up like percentage of this sales goes directly to, and then it would be cool. And what I would want to implement, well, I don't know whether it's easy or not, is I would literally want to have it so that when people buy, they could have their name or maybe like a username that they create when they're checking out
Mhm.
that shows how much of their sale is donated. And there's like a page on the website that literally
Oh,
shows the
this is where
percentage
your
that
money
they
went.
purchase, where it goes, so that they can track it and be like completely like transparent in that way.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I see a lot of websites that say they donate to stuff, but like there's no
How do you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's nowhere to see it and
Mhm.
to visualize it. You know what I mean? So I think something like that could be really cool, and I think I'm going to run with it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Got to buy some t-shirt making stuff, but I have the idea for like the illustrations down. I know what they're going to look like, and
You mean like the
that's the part.
style of art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of have that figured out. I think they'll be really cool. Definitely inspired by this, but it will look different.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I was gonna bring up your shirt with the
yeah,
playground.
yeah, I absolutely love the shirt. I found the shirt. I was in Texas somewhere, just in like the most podunk little town. I was driving through, and there just was a thrift store on the side. And obviously, when I would travel with the record art, I was always looking for records. So I would always stop in these little towns and go to whatever thrift shops were there,
Mhm.
and I would go look for records. And I saw this, and I got it, and then was landing in. After that, I was landing in New Orleans, and I had my buddy who does like fashion stuff, and he cut it up. He hacked this thing up, and I've been ever since. Any shirt I hack up, I literally trace the shirt
Oh, that's
because
cool.
it's like the most comfortable shirt. He just did it right, and he did it in like, oh my god, 20 seconds with a pair of
Mm.
scissors, and it was like perfect. He knew exactly what to do.
The key is to put it inside out when you cut it.
Did not know that.
so you can see where like the seam ends.
Oh,
Mhm. So that because I used to do that when I was younger, when I would try to cut the sleeves off, so it would look so like jagged and like choppy.
yeah.
But then I realized like a couple of years ago, if you flip the shirt inside out, you can get like a clean cut with like the collar
Mm.
and like the like sleeve line.
Did you use scissors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
and not even like fabric scissors, like any scissors,
Mm.
as long as you just follow, and it cuts like butter when you follow the line, like
Mm.
it just like cuts itself, you know.
Kind of peels away because you're cutting the stitching, not the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it
Mm.
is? Like that's
And you're
something,
avoiding like the stitching that's holding the shirt together.
right? Which is kind of a fine line, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw friends of mine. I know zero things about like cutting up like fabric and stuff, but I saw some friends of mine who make hats. Ape and Bird. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're awesome. They're on Instagram. But they actually they do a lot of like process videos where they show them actually making stuff, and they were using like this I think it kind of looked like a pizza roller, and they were cutting these perfect, like it looks so nice, but they were cutting like these perfect
Mm.
cuts for like the hats, like they were hand cutting like the visors of the hats, but perfect.
Well, with a
by
tool
hand.
like that, you can make
You can
those,
like yeah, and they were doing
not
it
angles,
perfect
but those
all by
curves,
hand.
yeah.
There was no guides or anything, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
that is really
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah, so I'm
So
gonna
there are
look for
tools
that
for this
tool.
stuff.
what were they?
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Ape and Bird. Yeah, they're local. They're out of Providence. Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
Pawtucket.
that's where like having like
Deal.
I mean, because now we start stepping into even just with not mass producing like multiples of something where there might be machinery involved, right? Where there would be most definitely, you need more space for that, as we all know.
Mm.
But just doing like creating it handmade. I mean, you need it. Whoa. You need a shop for that. You need a space for that.
Yeah.
You know. But that's a fun thing to have, that escape we're talking about too, like of how to come up with these ideas that we have. We are privileged to have like this kind of like space, but you can have that space anywhere. Like we wouldn't, if we didn't have this, we'd be utilizing basements or
Yeah.
closets or
Yeah.
just shrines, just space, or even our minds too.
Yeah.
Maybe finding it within the storage or utility of organization on a computer.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You're never without space if you really think about it.
Mm.
And that is something that really helps us, I think.
Yeah.
For music, for all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They use
what are
their
you looking at?
I'm looking at the Ape and Bird thing.
they use their I mean I haven't seen them in a while, which I'm sad to say, but I remember the last time we hung out, I went to their apartment, and their living room was their workshop.
Yeah.
It was just sewing machines everywhere.
That's
It was so
awesome.
cool. Yeah,
That's-
they just
that's-
had racks of like all in their living room.
That's great, but ideally, oh, neat, Ape and Bird. Yep.
Did you show the
Oh,
one
see
with the
this one?
cutouts?
Like the monkey crusty.
Yeah, looks great.
Did you see the one where they cutting out? It's a fairly recent post. Is that the Instagram? Because
No, it's just their website.
okay, their Instagram has a lot of it. But yeah, I was just fascinated by how fast they were doing it, and just
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is really neat. But I mean, at the same time, they would much prefer to maybe have a separate space for that.
maybe
even
maybe
one that's
not.
less- maybe not. Yeah, that's true.
people that are like I remember their apartment being very void of distractions. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see a TV. I didn't see anything. It was just, I would say for a lot of people, if like their passion is what they're doing,
Mhm.
like they don't really have that much of a need for, a living room.
Right.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like, if you don't have kids and stuff like that, like, you can have your workshop be in your living room. Who cares? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
need to minimalize.
That's
but
if that's what you do for
that's
fun.
what- yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is neat. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I would utilize this cool new setup that we have, but I had to completely bypass it.
Oh, did you?
To get our camera working? So we're back to the old-fashioned way,
Oh.
which is fine. It's working.
What was
but,
the new way?
Well, the new one was we were able to show the computer and potentially the document camera.
With the switchers being
The switcher. Well, I think it's the line from the camera to the switcher, but that's talk for off radio.
Hmm.
But no, we'll have it up and ready and working a little better soon.
We'll give it a whirl next week. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
cool. They were able to see our graphic. Kaylee's great graphic. That's really good.
Can you guys think of some potential cool fictional bands that would make good T-shirts?
Just like random names, you mean? Just make up a
But like, imagine if you could tell a story with
Oh,
just the
We
T-shirt.
came up with a whole list of band names.
Band names, but like, I think you'd have to go deeper than that, right? But
into like the back
into like I feel like you could make them very
So
just silly
imagine.
band names. You could go that route, but you could also go the route of like
Well, I came up with one the other day called Handsome.
It's a terrible name.
No, it's great because
It's not a
handsome.
name.
It's like it does exist,
Yeah,
right? So
Hanson
that's too bad. But
exists.
no, it's called handsome. It's like overindulgent. It's like obvious. It's aware of itself, but it's also kind of sounds like Hanson, the boy band from the 90s.
yeah.
And so it's like handsome, Hanson. But like maybe the guys like aren't even. Maybe it'd be a great name for like a metal like deathcore band, like Handsome. You know what I mean?
Well, it could be like an ironic, like dead type
Exactly,
thing for
right.
that band Handsome. Like
That's-
you call them handsome, and then on the front of the shirt, they're all like decaying.
yeah,
Old and
yeah.
broken down.
That reminds me of one time when I was younger, I went into Job Lot, and I was a big Kobe Bryant fan when I was younger. He was like my favorite player, and I had a Kobe Bryant jersey there, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, and I wore it for so long until someone pointed out it said Bryant on the back.
What?
It was like a misprint.
It was a misprint.
Ah,
Yeah, so I guess
Uh,
you could go that route with like misprints.
what a
Yeah.
loser.
Just sell like fake misprints.
That
Mhm.
is really good. Could that get you?
I don't think so. I think you
No.
can get away with that, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think I would be interested in I would want to make a band that like, is really the band that started punk, like, you know what I mean? Or is like really the most influential
pop-
band. Yeah. Yeah.
The
most
most pop-
influential band ever, but no
popular
one knows about them, and just like create this entire like fake lore of this random band.
Let's do a quick thing. What's think of a band name?
Think of a band
Real
name.
quick. Come on, you got like 5 seconds or else.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
gonna kill you.
have anything. I haven't even put any thought.
Floorboards.
Floorboards.
Nice.
There you
How
go.
about you, John? Come on. Kaylee came up with one.
I don't know. Come back to me.
They're
Okay.
really down to
Rob.
earth band.
What?
You go.
Just a random band name?
Yeah.
Crust Filth. I don't know.
That's good.
I thought I did have this name for like a cover band called Dire Ear.
That's good.
That's
That's
good.
That's not bad. That sounds like a Christian metal band.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Dire
Yeah,
Ear.
Dire Ear.
If you say it fast.
Diarrhea. That's good. That is pretty good. That is really nice.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. What's yours?
Oh, Minkus.
Minkus?
Not the kid.
Minkus.
Yeah, isn't Minkus the kid from
Boy Meets World.
yeah,
Boy Meets
World? He had a crush on Topanga. He was a very smart, intelligent kid in the show. They made fun of
I think
Ford.
it said Mingus.
Minkus.
Like the
Was it
jazz
Mingus
musician.
or Minkus?
Minkus.
Minkus.
Mr. Minkus, as Feeney would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. And then you could create a whole lore about Minkus and how, he created, the craziest form of music ever. He was a freeform jazz player.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
Charles Mingus is a real person, but this guy, Minkus,
Minkus.
Minkus.
could be like the real influence.
The real, yeah.
And then Charles Mingus stole his whole style.
Yeah.
And fucking Minkus never got any of the credit.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But
Cursed
yeah,
origin story.
I love the idea of writing the stories for it. That's
Yeah,
really what makes
exactly.
me really excited about it. And like tour dates, like you could have like the most random places where they could have played.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
have local places too. People will like that. Like if you just do random local places, people from all over will like that.
yeah. But it would be really
That'd be
funny if
alright.
you picked like these podunk little towns where like you've never heard of, like the
Sure.
most random,
Yeah.
like
Like a-
like
Like a
the
Joy
most
Street
north
apartments.
place in Maine or something, you know, like yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
What'd you say? I missed it.
Oh,
I
jeez.
said like a Joy Street Apartments t-shirt.
Oh.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. Hey, I was I was thinking I had an idea for like a comic about the kids that are always at the dumpster. I
Yeah.
was gonna call them the Joy Street Dumpster Kids, but
Ah,
that would be a good band name.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's not bad.
The Joy Street Dumpster Kids.
Yeah. It sounds like a garage band or
Yeah.
like a punk band or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be fun. Oh man. It's really exciting to think about it.
Yeah, that is
Maybe
cool.
maybe we should
Well, I think so platforms to make the medium to like what you print onto them, right? So what I like about your shirts, Kaylee, is they're literally like hand painted almost.
Mm.
yeah, there
So-
are. There's
So
like
you
one
could
piece of
also
art.
show, like, let's say we also like, and there's an advertisement for this very specific shirt. For every shirt you make, there's a video, and it is like, oh, influenced by this or that, or it's not. There's no influence at all. You just did it right there, right? That's cool, pattern and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then you have printing, right? The option to print. So with you, John, with like coming up with these bands and everything like that, you can just get a create your own through. Would you do that through Photoshop? Like, let's say to make these tour dates and like these formats, right?
Yeah.
You do that through Photoshop, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming it
then
would be
there's
like a
that.
photographic picture.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if I don't think I'd want to do like logos.
You should do like fake like 90s like band covers, like, you know what I mean, like with a lot of mist and like
Yeah.
an infinite background on a desert, you know.
Hey, that might be a good use of, because I've been trying to think of what to do with the jackets, but like we could turn them into like albums, like fake album covers of the band.
Nickelback, Dime Front. Is there a band called Dime Front?
There you go. Penny front,
Quarter top,
quarter top.
quarter bottom, 3/4 bottom, 3/4 bottom. That's a great band name right there.
Yeah.
No, that's a great idea. That really inspires so many other fun things that you can do with that. Especially with like not even on like t-shirts, but like I'm looking at like an obvious posted, not original, but like Jim Morrison and the Doors, New Haven Arena, December 10th, 1967. You know what I mean? You can mess with that so much.
I
Yeah.
think that one says 8 p.m. to question mark.
I know.
Could go on forever.
Whoa.
It's probably still going on.
You never know.
That's
Yeah,
that's the one
exactly.
where he got banned, right?
Oh, I have no
I'm
idea.
not sure.
I think that's the one where he like stripped nude and got banned from like Connecticut.
That'll
Wow.
from,
I think
from the state of
I
Canada.
think he is. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh man,
Governor.
like one of the tour dates could be like the Burrs Hill Dome.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Bristol Dome, the common gazebo,
The common
the Bristol
gazebo.
Common gazebo.
Burrs Hill Dome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
quarter bottom at the Bristol Common.
The
gazebo.
ex Pawtucket Stadium.
Yeah, nice. That's pretty good. Yeah.
where it could say like where the Pawtucket Stadium used to be, like after it gets knocked down.
Oh well, yeah.
Is it knocked down though?
I
think
think
that
someone was trying to buy it. Someone's trying to buy it. I think.
Yeah, I think they're knocking it down, or they did, or there was something on it recently. I think they had a lot of bids of people trying to use it, but yeah, that is true. You could do a bunch of local things, but like, you know,
But you could also like, I mean, if it gets popular enough and people like it, and some other people start buying from it from other states, and you get some kind of data on that other people from other states are.
mm,
You can start making it to like their local random ass towns, or like not even make it towns. You could do regions. Like just check out their softball leagues and
yeah,
see where their regions are. And people were like, "Hey, I'm part of the tri-state of New Jersey," you know, like
Yeah, yeah.
whoa. Or you mentioned like in The Simpsons, there was like a reference to what was it? What's the concert that Bart and Milhouse go to? And Bart wants to be a rock star.
Spinal
Spinal Tap. And they say we were traveling en route on Route 401,
Yeah.
right?
And
And
everyone
like that's
just
like the
claps.
route near there, right? But like how many states do you hit on that route? You know, on like let's say 95.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Woo, all right. Like, you know. So like just references to that, like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like the parking lot of Sip and Dip in Bristol, Rhode
Yeah.
Island. For one of them. Like it could be called like, yeah, the 114 tour
Yeah.
or something. But if you do that just for other states, like other people might,
Yeah.
whoa, you know, just it's also a reason to like kind of check out like neat. You'd probably learn also like nice little hole in the wall
Yeah.
places, you know, it's kind of cool.
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, that could also in itself be an advertisement for legitimate places that do shows or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
it's a fake band that never played there, but they're just like, yeah, sure, put it on there.
Yeah.
Will you
could-
pay us
man.
$5?
We'll
or
like
something
sell
like
it
that.
out right away
Right.
and get money
Yeah.
like immediately. Sell
That'd
it
be
out.
so
like,
funny. Yeah, but they're always in the past, so people always miss them.
Yeah.
But it's like all we're doing is using your name. It's free advertisement on a thing, you know.
Yeah. We're a band that like only plays on like their boat. And for like the tour dates, you just give like latitude and longitude. Like,
That's really good. And it's always just harbors.
like yeah, be
it's just always
here.
harbors or ponds.
Just just random places in the ocean.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Not at any docks.
Oh,
Just
wow.
like in
Yeah,
the
just
middle of
random
the
places
ocean.
in the ocean.
You have like one or two people on like a floating donut or
Yeah, yeah,
like a rowboats out there.
yeah. Sailboat tour.
That's cool. I mean, like the idea too started as like this idea for t-shirts, but you can do so much with this like false advertisement of a fake.
Yeah, I guess the bands could have these like ideas that they thought would be groundbreaking, but they weren't, which is why you never heard of them. But like a boat tour,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
that could be
Something
like
that's
their
a
thing
boat
where
tour.
they just thought that was gonna like change music forever.
Yeah. Maybe
Like-
they end up surviving some kind of nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, yeah.
What if they played
And
like
that's the start
like
of Waterworld.
they played like Lizzie Borden's house or something like that. Like a
Oh
place
yeah, like
that.
yeah, like
Like a
a
legitimate,
metal
like-
a metal band that plays all the haunted places
Yeah,
throughout.
yeah,
That would be great. It would probably go well in Salem. You know, like
Oh yeah.
you know,
Spooky kind of, and especially around Halloween.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or
Yeah.
a local one, you could do the Baltimore Park. That's in Warren. That's a little side street, Baltimore Street. That's the street where that kid.
All right.
murders
All right,
Yeah,
yeah. We're not gonna.
It's,
We're not
uh,
gonna.
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
that
I know.
part,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, you can
Oh,
do
yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
really,
okay.
jeez.
Yeah, we don't have to
That's
get into
getting
that.
just I don't know.
A little
yeah,
too
okay.
far. Yeah.
But yeah, you could do that. In fact, what you could do is go into like movies, like locations in movies where things happened, like
Good.
horror movies. You know what I mean, or like things like that.
Oh
You
my
could
god.
do references like that.
Every time, so like I set up at the Boston Open Garden, and they have the duck boats come by.
Yeah.
Every time, and they're on a script, so they talk over like a megaphone, and like all the people are in the boat when they drive by,
Yeah,
and they all have like they say the same thing at the same point. Like they always say the same thing as they're coming by our section. This is the bench that Goodwill Hunting was, you know, and it's
Oh,
just like, oh
yeah.
my god, yeah.
Right.
But like, yeah, like you said, movie spots, you know,
yeah.
the bench, that's where they're playing, the bench that
Oh, that's
Goodwill
good.
Hunting was
Yeah.
filmed on, or
That's
you know,
really good.
you know,
Oh man, that's
they're
excellent.
playing in the taxi driver car. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's so many. I think we should like legitimately do this.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
idea to it is also what's funny about you say, or kind of ironic, is you saying like we should legitimately do it, but like it's these illegitimate band names or titles of
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so fun. Like it's such a whole universe.
Yeah.
And then let's say like it's something that isn't real or doesn't exist, it then becomes one. you
Yeah.
know? So I think that's like a real neat thing. I
We'd
don't
have to
know.
all,
we should
like-
go nuts with it. I
We'd
think
have
we
to
should
all
go
take
crazy with it.
pictures and do stages, like set up like stages and be in like all these different bands and
Right,
like have
right.
people photograph people.
We could do so much.
Yeah, you could do
Um,
so much.
It really could.
Yeah. Mm.
That's awesome. We're at like
52.
52 minutes, a long one.
It's a
Yeah,
long
but
one.
don't forget there was a good 15 to 20 in the beginning. So Let's wrap it up. Kaylee, I do need your password for the computer. That's why I wasn't able to check it. So we're working out some technical kinks, but we're gonna have this
Yeah.
well set up pretty soon. I think we should
Hanging out just another night of the
Bye, guys.
week.
Thanks, everybody.
More specific, it's a Tuesday Eve. Got some ideas that just might intrigue. You should come on by tonight. We're spilling the beans.